Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines, and we have Conquest finally confirmed. I mean, it's been confirmed for a while, but it's finally here, so we're going to hop over. I am in the middle of class, so you cannot argue against my dedication. You guys can watch the trailer here. As you guys know, the big thing going on right now is we saw Razor Crest. Is Razor Crest going to be the reward? Not 100% sold on Razor Crest as being the reward, but what it can mean is we might be getting Razor Quest. I feel like they might marquee it, simply because they can make a bunch of money off of marquee events. But if you have to ask me, Razor Quest is kind of going to be like a Han Solo, Millennium Falcon, kind of an overpowered ship, maybe a Houndstooth, where it's got viability because bounty hunters don't really have their own ship. Yes, you can put them under really anything because they don't really do much. But it's probably going to have a kit that revolves around any leadership, so you can throw it in like a Houndstooth, for example. As you can see, we have the general map here. I'm not going to read all this stuff because you guys can read it yourself. Also, you've probably already seen a bunch of other these videos, but I'm going to talk about some different stuff. I'm going to talk about what we as the players are probably going to end up doing. So we're getting it. It's going to last 2 weeks. Lots of you guys who are early game to mid game players, a lot of people who watch me early game, we're not going to be able to get into the hard node because it requires 4 million plus GP. But what we can do is we can theory craft which routes are the best. You might be able to get all of them. I don't know if that's even an option to get more keys so that you can do more, but you want to get to these boss battles over here. Let's see if we can't find it. So as you can see, each one is going to show you the enemies beforehand and how many key cards you can collect, but eventually, if we get down here, actually it's probably in the trailer, but you'll eventually face boss battles, and once you face a boss battle, it's going to be super hard. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to theory craft ways to go through the most efficient way. So let's say lots of people follow my farming guide and you have your good core team, so we can throw up like a CLS, so we can throw up a bounty hunter, so we'll have our counters and how we can get through efficiently. But let's say someone who goes off the beaten path and they're farming like I don't know, an SLKR team right off the bat, they could throw first order here, but then once their energy runs out, they're kind of be stopped dead in the tracks. So this is going to really advantage players who have it's going to really advantage players who have a well-rounded roster, because once that energy kind of wears out and your characters aren't as useful or can't even be used anymore, you're going to need other teams. So having one super strong relic team is going to not necessarily be an advantage in this. As you guys know, event length, it's going to be 2 weeks. These are going to be back-to-back for the testing period. They said they're going to do 2 weeks in between each of them normally. So it'll be like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, which I'm not a huge fan of. If they do become super intensive on top of territory battles, territory wars, Grand Arena, stuff like that, then maybe I can see it being an every 2 week event. But in terms of making content, you kind of want these to go on maybe with like a week in between. There's going to be energy costs. As you guys know, they're adding energy. Energy is a big way for them to make money because, crystals for refreshes, you got to buy crystals. Stamina refreshes is where they're going to really get they're really going to get their money, because if you have one good team, or if you have like a galactic legend or something like that, and he starts to run out of energy, you're going to need to buy these stamina refreshes to keep him going. Difficulty, they're going to change. That's subject to change. So they're launching Conquest in normal and hard mode. I can speak English, as I talked about before. Normal mode is going to be, you have to have 0 GP so anyone can do it, but it's recommended 2 million plus. So a lot of the videos we're going to do here are going to be focused on those early to mid-game players in that 2 million to sub 2 million to maybe even up to 3 million GP area. We're going to do the theory craft, so make sure to come back here if you want those updates. Hard is going to be 4 million plus. I think it says it somewhere. Yeah, hard required 4 million GP. So not a lot of you guys have 4 million GP with a recommended GP of 5 million. So we won't cover lots of hard stuff. Maybe if some big counter comes out and we have some people in the Discord, we'll update some of those videos. But this is where we really got to get interested. Data disk and consumables. Consumables are going to be where they're going to make most of their money. We're not huge fans of CG over here, as you guys know, because as poor college kids and high school kids, most of us are, we don't got a lot of money for crystals and refreshes. So one part of this Conquest that's received a lot of interest is the new data disk system. Data disks provide your squads with a variety of different bonuses throughout the event. These data disks can be equipped depending on which ones you want to use with your squad swapped or small. So this is just mods 2.0. It's going to add a larger variation. So if you guys already thought that the AP Gaines 69th Precinct does not like mods, we're not going to be huge data disk fans as well. But we will cover it. We will find the best strategies for you guys. So if you guys want guides, make sure to come back here. Here's some examples. Amplify Agony. Oh, I see they have different tier levels. Whenever an ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, they also get increased versions of max health damage to the enemy. Okay, so these are actually decent. Once equipped, data discs are active for all future battles in Conquest and are not used up. There are data capacity limits. Okay, so yeah. So just like mods, there's going to be limits to how many you can use. The diamond icon at the bottom of each data disc represents the number of capacity. It takes up ranges from 1 to 4. Okay, so you can maybe have a bunch of 1s, a couple of 2s, maybe a few 4s. So you're going to be able to mix and match. If you have like one really strong offensive bonus and a bunch of really small defensive ones, you can probably mix and match there. If I'm talking really fast, it's because I'm doing a lab right now and I just got to pump this video out for you guys because a lot of you guys, need this information. Spoiler. Oh. I see. Here are all of the data discs. Massively overpowered. After an ally has gained 10 buffs, they gain massively overpowered effect churn. Oh, this is hilarious. Dread. At the start of each allied unit gains fear and plague. Fear and plague on a random... Oh my god. Booming voice. When an allied unit is in the later slot, uses ability during the turn. All other allies are called to assist. Okay, so these are actually pretty good. Okay, if you guys want to take a look, I'll go through them slowly. We got massively overpowered dread, booming voice, perseverance, leader's resolve, zealous ambition, volatile, hyper accelerator, vitality, power, debuff, dismantler. I love this one. I love how they like sound funny. Amplify agony, stacking offense, defensive buffs, power, health recovery, turn meter. Ooh, whenever an ally gains a buff, they also gain 3 points. This one might actually be useful to throw on all of your guys if you want a couple of extra turn meter points or percentages to speed up your guys just a little bit to make sure that you go first. This could actually be a powerful buff. Ruthless swiftness, ruthless offense. Okay, I'm not actually going to read all these. There's so many of them. While data discs provide permanent bonuses to your squad for the duration event, consumables can give you temporary boosts. Okay, so we got some sort of consumables. Use consumable, okay. Mending shield tech. Whenever an ally recovers health, they also recover 10% protection. Okay, this is actually really good. Plus 98% protection max through. Okay. These are actually really useful. Okay. No, consumables and data discs are reset after each event, but Conquest currency will remain. Conquest currency has a cap of 3,500. So you have to actually spend them, so you can't just hoard them forever and ever and ever. Okay. Final thoughts. Consumables are OP. 4 diamond, whatever they're called, data discs are also OP. This should be fun. I imagine they're going to be incredibly hard. If these are the bonuses they're giving us for consumables and for data discs, they're probably going to be pretty difficult challenges, if you ask me. I can't imagine everyone's going to do well on the first one. I feel like they're going to come out hard with the first one and then easy with the second one and then go through all the data and see. Probably go through the comments. Well, they don't really care about our feedback, but they're going to go through and see how far people got. So they might nerf it in the second one, but I imagine the first go around, they're probably going to have it overpowered. Because like Gear 12 Phoenix with the Zetas on the third Sector 1, the third battle, for most players who are under a certain amount of GP, that's actually going to be a pretty hard battle. So if you can only get 1 or 2 battles in, I imagine it's going to be hard for a lot of newer game players. So either they're going to make you fork out to buy these consumables, or they just really don't care about the new game players. All right, yeah. I'll just humor you guys and show you. I think we can conquer the galaxy. Okay, guys, love you. Thanks for watching. I got to get back to class.